Yesterday, we heard the voice of Barnabas, and a couple days before that, recounting words that eventually found their way into the book that we call the Letter to the Romans. Today, we'll hear from Luke again. On the next day, Paul went on with Barnabas to Derbe. When they had preached the gospel in that city and had made many disciples, they returned to Lystra and to Iconium and to Antioch, strengthening the souls of the disciples, exhorting them to continue in the faith, and declaring that we must go through many tribulations to enter the kingdom of God. And when, with prayer and fasting, they had appointed elders for them in every church, they committed them to the Lord in whom they believed. Then they passed through Pisidia and came to Pamphylia. And when they had spoken the word to Perga, they went down to Italia. From there, they sailed home again to Antioch, where they had first been commended to the grace of God for the work which they had now accomplished. In Antioch, Paul and Barnabas gathered the church together and declared all that God had done with them, and how he had opened the door of faith to the Gentiles. And they remained no little time with the disciples. And now we'll pick up as Walter Wangerin writes in the voice of Lucius Annaeus Seneca, the Roman philosopher. Seneca, in the final month of exile on Corsica, to Gallio, my brother in Rome, the 9th year of the reign of Claudius. Greetings. Look for me, Galli. I'm coming home. In a fortnight, cast your eyes toward the streets of Rome and seek a long, bald figure clothed in a toga of gray wool, a man made gaunt by 9 years and forced austerities, a man of a yellowish complexion and a face displaying the hectic flush of our common affliction, our suspirium. Approach that man. Embrace him. Observe the tears that spill from his eyes, then gently ask, if he be Seneca. He will be Seneca, and he will kiss thee and sigh to see thee again. Ah, me Galli, in my 53rd year I'm rising from the dead and ascending to a position of some little influence in the city, though how much influence and how safely I may exert it remain to be seen. Agrippina, the sudden wife of our most massive emperor Claudius, has obtained from her husband my release and is conferring upon me 2 offices. First, the praetorship, and wouldn't our aunt be delighted to see me act the magistrate, since she worked so hard for our advancement? And second, the tutelage of her young son, Lucius Domitius. This latter gift has the lesser repute, but it puts me in the household of the emperor, where a private influence can be powerful or perilous. I will not turn Agrippina down, of course, but I do turn the tutelage over in my mind, seeking the claws the kitten may grow when he grows to be a lion. You know as well as I do that people in the household of Caesar are likelier than garbage dogs to die of what they eat. The closer to power we go, the closer we come to avarice and malice and smiling murderers. How did the previous wife of Claudius die? What's the rumor, Gallius? Surely not of age or a wasting disease. And how did Agrippina turn the old man's head toward marriage again? And how, in the name of goodness, did she persuade the Senate to overthrow the sturdiest laws of human morality, the unbreakable codes of Rome? She's his niece. He's her uncle. This is incest. And yet, I've heard that a great crowd of Romans marched to the Palatine, clamoring for Agrippina's incestuous alliance. And straightway the Senate voted an exemption. And the old glutton, our emperor, now lies entwined in the long white limbs of a lioness. In offering me the tutelage of her son, Agrippina tells me that Claudius will doubtless adopt the boy in less than a year. She indicates what a treasure, therefore, she is placing in my safekeeping. Blithely, she writes that this son of an emperor will himself be emperor one day, this despite the presence of Claudius's blood-born son, Britannicus. But she ratified her prediction by telling me a story, which I repeat here in my own hands so that you, brother, might take the measure of this inestimable woman. It seems that when she was 6 months pregnant with the boy, Agrippina sought his horoscope from a Persian astrologer. "You will give birth to a son," the astrologer said, "who shall be emperor, and who as emperor shall assassinate his mother." Immediately the grim Agrippina replied, "Necet me dum regnet." Let him kill me, so long as he rules. This is the woman I go to work for. As for her son, at his adoption he will receive a name that means strong and valiant. She will call him Nero, and then we'll see what such a name can accomplish. I understand that the lad at 12 is skinny-legged, that his mouth droops at the corners, that his pale blue and protuberant eyes are nearsighted, that his hair is auburn, coppery, and that he loves dances and music and poetry more than martial pursuits or the structures of law and governmental administration. And this is my clay. This is the thing that I command to mold into a Nero, valiant, an emperor. Migali, I am a philosopher. Even on a barren island, I can be free in my contemplations. Tell me then, and tell me truly, can I be free in the imperial palace where lions switch their tails in casual power? Well, perhaps the philosopher can tame the kit in spite of its dam and mold a good king after all. Tomorrow, we hear from someone else.